Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitzmonk TV here, aka G133. I hope you guys are doing well, staying healthy. I'm back here today with your official Dragon Ball Daima episode 4 full review for you guys. I just got finished watching the episode, and depending on when you guys are watching this, I will have the reaction out for you guys in the next couple of days. So we're gonna discuss everything that happened and where do we think things are going. And we're now 4 episodes in, so we're officially 1 month into Dragon Ball Daima, and I'm enjoying it. I'm loving this adventure, man. Oh, I got a hair in my mouth. Puh. But sorry about that. Uh, it got me out of my rhythm. But there's like so much that I'm really enjoying about this. It's like Toriyama really put a lot of love and thought into this, man. There's so many different nods to different parts of the series and OG Dragon Ball, and I'm loving it. If you're a longtime Dragon Ball fan, there's so many different Easter eggs to notice. It's like he's taking things from GT, from Dragon Ball, from DBZ, and then he's just including it in different elements, no matter if it's like a fight scene, or no matter if it's like in a dialogue, or if it's something that he's setting up for later down the road in the show. Even though we don't know how long Daima it will last, clearly they're setting things up, and it's just been very, very enjoyable to watch. So clearly, so this episode picks up from where we left off in episode 3. So in episode 3, we saw that, of course, Glorio got his plane taken. So it looked like Glorio didn't lock his plane up, and his plane got taken. It didn't get towed or anything like that. It looked like they got stolen from some of the bandits that were in the bar. It looks like this was kind of like payback for Goku kicking their ass the night before. So we see Goku and the others, they go on this like walk, right? Goku suggests why can't they just fly, but basically Glorio says it's because the air is heavy. So it's like every episode they're finding different ways to kind of nerf Goku, right? Just to try to make it make sense for the story, even though Goku hasn't really been challenged yet by anybody. But first it's him being turned back into a kid, and he can't he's trying to learn how to fight without his adult body, because he's shorter, so his distance and everything is all off. Then it's like they come into the demon world and the air is all heavy and all that, to the point where Goku can't even fly and use his ki for that long until he gets used to it. So clearly they're setting it up that when Goku gets into a big battle here, right? Maybe against the Terigami, that he may not have access to his Super Saiyan powers yet or anything like that. Even though we know Goku will be able to use his Super Saiyan forms at some point. They keep reminding you that Goku, he's not gonna have full access to his power, at least not right now in the show, which I'm okay with. I joked in the reaction that they're nerfing my boy, but I understand why they're doing it, for the sense of the story, right? So they're going on this walk, right? And basically Goku then says that he's hungry, right? And then they find a little like shop, and they have like this older couple, one lady that's like super kind of loud, and then they have this older guy who's like doesn't have the best hearing, right? And they give Goku like this tea, this like weird tea that's like very bitter that Goku doesn't like. And then Goku also has like this like weird like lizard type food. So he likes the lizard, of course, but he finds the tea to be very bitter. Right. Another thing I forgot to mention, before they got to this person's house, basically, even though Goku's kind of nerfed a little bit, his senses are still very good. So he's able to sense that there's like this giant animal that's coming to attack them. Like there's these different beast type characters all over the demon realm, and he senses it, and Glorio takes it down, and but then Glorio asks, like, how did you know like that? About that there was an animal on the way without seeing it. And Goku and Supreme Kai explained like this is ki. So we learned that Glorio doesn't know what ki is. I think this is something for a lot of the people in the demon realm as well, right? There are some strong fighters, but they don't know some of the things like that take place in the outside world, like Goku and Vegeta and them knowing about ki. So that could be something to pay attention to. So I could maybe definitely see maybe later down the line, maybe Glorio and Goku maybe training together or sparring at some point, and Goku teaching Glorio things about like ki and other aspects of battle that Glorio doesn't know of because he's been in the demon realm his whole life, and not have access to those types of things. There's also a moment where Glorio fights for a little bit, and Goku comments that Glorio is probably stronger than the Supreme Kai. So the Supreme Kai to stay be getting roasted on all types of different levels here, man. Supreme Kai's like, I'm pretty strong myself, and we all know, like, come on, Supreme Kai, we saw you during the Buu Saga. Like, let's be serious here. But anyway, they get into the shop, right? And then this old man that has like very he doesn't have the best hearing. Glorio explains like they need the situation, like how we need something to use for transportation. And even though the guy doesn't have a plane, he has like some kind of it's kind of like a plane, but it's almost like a cannon. It's basically a cannon that can take you a pretty long distance. And then once it reaches a distance, it like kind of explodes to the point where you have to jump off it if you don't want to get caught in the catch fire. Another big thing is basically inside this lady's house. She has all these different types of bugs, right? And basically, these kinds of bugs, they have like different abilities. We've learned something about the Medibugs. So that's what they're called. So there's like these green Medibugs, which are basically they serve the same purpose as the sensu beans on planet Earth. So basically, they can restore your stamina depending on what type of situation you are, right? There's also a couple other bugs that help with like headaches and burns. There's one that makes your skin silky smooth, which we know like Bulma would love. And probably the biggest one we learned, there's these green bugs called join bugs. And basically, it allows a certain number of individuals, when they eat it, they join bodies and they fuse, right? And it's funny because Goku like comments like, "Oh, it's like fusion in a way, right?" And he actually, tells Glorio, "Hey, would you mind buying us a couple? We could use these down the road." And Glorio doesn't mind and actually buys, them some bugs. And another funny thing that they've been continuing since like last episode when Goku first met Glorio, Goku just for some reason never can pronounce Glorio's name right. Every time, Goku says his name, he calls it like Glorio or Gario or something like that. And the Glorio every single time is like, "My name is Glorio." He doesn't get mad over it, but he has to like correct Goku every single time, which, it's kind of like a funny gimmick. How Goku like can't pronounce his name correctly, right? I'm willing to bet they'll wait till like later in the show, like during a big moment for Goku to actually pronounce it correctly. But yeah, the biggest thing is these join bugs. So these green join bugs, and basically, like it's almost exactly kind of like fusion on Earth. But basically, when you eat these join bugs, these individuals can become one. And it's not like the Protari earrings. It's not like the fusion or like the fusing technique, right, where you do the pose. It lasts a certain amount of time, and it makes the combined body of the person joint. So basically, the first thing everyone said is, "Oh, does that mean we're getting Vegito in Daima?" I don't think so, because this is a new fusion. This is not the same as the Protari earrings, unless Goku and Kabito chose to combine with the Protari earrings. So we know that Kabito will be there at some point once Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma get to the Demon Realm. But yeah, so clearly they're teasing that there's going to be some type of fusion here at some point, because Goku buys a couple of these join bugs, right? So it's going to be a new fusion. Maybe we see something where Goku and Vegeta fuse, and the Vegeta using the Protari earrings, and then let's say, I don't know, Piccolo uses like the bugs to join with the Supreme Kai or Gloria or something like that. Or maybe they all fuse together. Maybe we get a like crazy ass fusion, like Goku, Vegeta, Supreme Kai, and Piccolo all fusing together. Like, how wacky would that be? It would be pretty cool to see, but it would definitely be kind of wacky. So they're definitely teasing some type of fusion here. They wouldn't have had Goku buy the bugs if they didn't. Who knows? Maybe we do get a new Goku and Vegeta fusion that we haven't seen before. Different from Vegeta, different from Gogeta, right? And then of course it'll make it interesting. I know people are gonna ask, like, oh, if we do get a Goku and Vegeta fusion, a new one in the show, why did we see that in Super? Of course, Super was made before Daima was even thought of, but another thing is because the fusion's unique to the Demon Realm, because you can't perform that type of fusion unless you have the joined bugs. But I could be wrong. But that's what I think would also be the simplest solution for everybody. Um, but yeah, they are teasing fusion. I don't have a timetable of when that could be, but they are teasing that, which is really fun to see. So then moving on, basically we then see Goku and the others board this thing called the Sky Seed, which is like this fancy transportation device. It's almost like a plane, but the thing about it is, the riders can't control the direction of it. So at some point, once it's reading like a certain amount of distance, you have to get off it so you don't explode, in the midair. So we see Goku. Goku gets super excited to ride it. Glorio's like neutral, which I love. Glorio has a very neutral personality, and then the Supreme Kai is all worried, like, oh my gosh, are we gonna fall off? And then I'm like, the Supreme Kai, you are a god, and literally you have ki. You can literally just use your ki and you'll be fine. So sometimes the Supreme Kai, man, they just he's a funny character. Sometimes they just make him look weak for no reason. So they ride the Sky Seed, and then they get to a certain point and they fall off it. Right, they're fine, of course. Goku's having the time of his life, and then basically they made they're trying to get to the king of the third Demon World's palace, right? So Goku can meet him, because he was the one that requested that Goku come to the Demon Realm to defeat King Goma. But we get an interesting conversation. They start talking about the Dragon Balls of the Demon Realm, and then we learn that, and this is something we've talked about in past episodes, we learned that there are 3 Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm. We also get some more lore, and it seems like the Demon World's Dragon Balls are actually the original Dragon Balls, because we've learned, like in episode 1 or episode 2, that the Namekians came from the Demon World, right? That was their original home, which makes sense, of course, for that being the origin of the Dragon Balls. So we learned that there are 3 Dragon Balls, and of course we already knew this because of Neva, and basically, we learned that there is 1 Dragon Ball in every single demon world. And if you collect all 3, you can, of course, make a wish, right? We don't know, of course, what the dragon would look like or anything like that. But one thing that is interesting is that, the dragon, Gloria reveals that the Dragon Balls of the Demon Realm have never been collected. All 3 have never been collected. And, of course, the main reason for that is because of the Temagami, right? Right, and it's because the Temagami are very, very strong. Of course, this gets Goku super excited. He gets super excited, and basically now he wants to fight the Temagamis. We learned that the Temagami of the third Demon World, the one that Goku and company are currently in, is on the other side of the world, back where the where the Warp Sama is. So, that's the big fish that you use to transport from the Demon World to the outside world, right? Yeah, but all of a sudden, at first you're like, oh, we have to go all the way back. But Goku kind of gets excited, and so does Glorio, because kind of they start thinking, Goku wants to collect all 3 Dragon Balls so that they can turn themselves back into adults again, right? But, the Supreme Kai tells Goku, hey, we also need to save Dende, right? That takes priority. So what happens here is basically Glorio comes up with a plan, basically saying what you could do is you could collect all 3 Dragon Balls and use the Dragon Balls of the Demon Realm to save Dende, and then of course once you got back to Earth, you can use Shenron, your Dragon Balls, and turn your guys' selves back into adults, right? And then Goku's all hyped about the plan, like, yay, let's do it. And then he's also super hyped because now he's going to be able to fight the Temagamis, right? So he's going to be able to fight strong opponents as well. Classic Goku. So clearly they're clearly, even though Goma, I guess we don't know who the main villain is. Of course, some will say the Temagamis aren't the main villains. They're just the probably gonna be some of the stronger opponents that Goku fights, just because of course they hold the Dragon Balls. But you know, of course, it could be King Goma. It could be some new Majins that we see, or it could be Glorio. I feel like every single week we're getting more and more information on Glorio, and Glorio could be the actual villain of this show. I don't know, because every single week there is every single episode. Since we met Glorio in episode 2, there's like a brief, like kind of like small tense moment between him and the Supreme Kai, where it's like the Supreme Kai, he trusts him, but only to a certain extent. It's like there's something odd going on. And Glorio, I like his character. He hasn't revealed anything, but I think what was I gonna say? Glorio hasn't shown anything that he's a villain at all. But they keep they're clearly they do it every single episode for a reason. Something is going on between those two characters. I don't know what. We'll have to wait and see. But clearly something there is going on between Glorio and the Supreme Kai. It's like something, and it'll be interesting to see where that goes. If Glorio ends up being the main villain of this actual show, right? Kind of like, I don't know, maybe he was like using Goku and the others to defeat King Goma. That would be interesting. But that's another video for another day. I might make an extra video discussing that. But moving on, so we get near the end, right? Goku and the others agree, let's collect the Dragon Balls of the Demon Realm, right? Save Dende and then get themselves back to their normal adult selves. But we get near the end here, and basically they get to another town, and basically we get introduced to the Germa line. I don't know. We don't have the English dub, so I can't really pronounce it right. But they're called the Germa line, whatever. They're basically the military force of the Demon Realm, right? And they serve, of course, the king, who's probably their commander in chief. And basically what happens is we're learning more that King Deborah, right, even though he was a villain in DBZ, he was actually a really nice guy in the Demon Realm. It was probably because of the influence of Babidi. Everyone loved Deborah. And what happened is basically King Goma is not, even though he's smaller, but he's a little more cruel than Deborah. So basically the residents of the demon world basically have to give like off, so basically almost like taxes, right, as like payment to the king, just like we do in our own lives. And basically you have to, instead, Deborah under his reign, he was much more lenient about this policy. King Goma's a little more cruel. He's saying that you have to give three coins, and those 3 coins, if you don't give all 3 coins, you lose 3 years of your life. They have an actual machine that attaches to you that takes away years of your life force, which is kind of crazy. But basically, for every coin you don't give, that's 3 years of your life. So if you don't give all 3 coins, you would lose up to 9 years of your life right there. And if you try to flee, like try to get out of it, like run away, that's an additional 10 years on top of that. So you can lose up to close to 20 years of your life if you don't give payment to the king, which is kind of mess. It's kind of crazy. I was like, damn, Toriyama getting a little bit dark on us here in the Demon Realm. And what happens is we see basically there's like some older civilians here, and they don't have the money to pay. And there was like basically there was one guy that was like so old, like he didn't have the money to pay, but he's worried that at this point he's so old that if they take away his life force, that he might actually die on the spot because that's how old he is. And we see right at that moment, like, of course, the military force doesn't really care. We get introduced to Pansy, who's wearing like a mask, and She tries to save the guy with like a grenade bomb that does absolutely nothing, and um, she has like a little kind of like a taser device. Um, that doesn't work that well. And then we see the military force come after her. But then all of a sudden we see Goku come in to save the day, and he absolutely beats the ass of the military force. This animation cut, the animation is clean, clean stuff. Very, very good stuff here. Um, it looked like something that Shitani animated, bro. This the choreography of Goku with the power pole. You're getting a mix of OG Dragon Ball vibes mixed with DBZ and Super. I love the way the scene came out, and it reminded me a lot of, if you guys remember on Namek when the Frieza Force was torturing the Namekians, right? And then Krillin and Gohan saved the day, right? And that's how they ended up meeting Dende, right? This is what this scene reminded me of, right? It was like Goku was in the position where Gohan and Krillin were on Namek. And it ended up to, of course, Krillin and Gohan meeting Dende. This leads to Goku meeting Pansy. And we know, of course, Pansy's going to be one of the main characters of the show going forward as she joins Goku and the company on their adventure, right? So Goku whoops their asses, of course. Very, very well animated scene. The music was beautiful as well. It was like kind of a mix of like some Naruto vibes. Like I love the music. The music of Daima has been really, really good. And Goku just whooping ass with the power pole. Man, he's doing like a mix of the power pole mixed with a little bit of melee punches and kicks. So really, really good stuff. And then afterwards, him and Glorio and the Supreme Kai, they get away. But now all of a sudden Goku is a fugitive. The military force is after him, right? They had this random guy who they've never met before just come in and whoop their ass and leave. So all of a sudden Goku is a fugitive, right? Which is kind of another cool element to add, as now they're in this new world that they know nothing about, and now Goku's a fugitive. So now people are going to be coming after him. And what'll be interesting is this is now going to, probably put King Goma and the rest of them on the Degasu. This is going to put them on Goku on their radar, right? Because they didn't expect Goku to come after them in the Demon Realm. They thought, the whole point of Goma turning them into kids was that they would not think about, messing with his plans. Now, when the military force reports back to Goma, and Goma finds out that Goku and company are now in the Demon Realm, that's going to add another element on top of that. So you can see the story slowly building, a lot of different things that they're adding, right? Goku's now a fugitive, which is going to cause Goma to be aware that he's there, right? So the military force is going to come after Goku, Of course, Goku versus the Teragami has been teased heavily. That's going to be some fights to really, really enjoy. The join bugs, right? So teasing that we're going to get some type of fusion probably later down the road. So, and then, of course, the introduction to Pansy as well. So at the very end of the episode, while Goku and the others are, they're talking, right? Even though Goku doesn't want to be a fugitive, him and the Supreme Kai agree that was the right thing to do. And then we see Pansy disappear. She takes off her mask. She reveals herself. And she's just staring down Goku, and that's how the episode ends. So yeah. So like I said, some really, really good stuff here. So next episode, let me see. So next episode is titled Pansy. So of course we'll get to know a little bit about Pansy as she joins the gang on their adventures. We also see Goku is in action again, so it's probably more members of the military force coming after him. And we see King Goma, and we see a tease of another character. GT vibes, I'm going to leave it at that. GT vibes, I'm going to leave it at that. But it looks like they're teasing another warrior that could be coming after Goku. Now that it seems like Goman's going to be aware that Goku is in the Demon Realm. So, like I said, things are starting to, heat up just a little bit. And another thing to be interesting, one thing to keep in mind is we will have to, it'll be interesting. When will Vegeta and company get to the Demon Realm? It's been a couple episodes now that Goku's been in the Demon Realm. We know that Vegeta and the others are going to join them. So we'll have to keep that in mind. When will Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma and them get to the Demon Realm and join Goku and company? And we have the whole gang together. So, but yeah, but outside of that, some really, really good stuff. The action was great. At the end of this episode, Goku using the power pole is so good. You could see they really took their time here. With the story. And it's coming out beautiful. The score, I'm loving it. The animation, and like I said, slowly, it was a slow build throughout the first 3 episodes. But you can see they're slowly building stuff up here, stuff to really get you excited as the show continues to go on. So really cool stuff. So like I said, there's a lot of surprises in store for us as we continue through this journey of Dragon Ball Daima, and I'm here for all of it, man. But a really, really good episode, some really good lore building as well, man. Daima's just doing a lot of really good things. But yeah, outside of that, I'm gonna get out of here. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. I will have the reaction for you guys up here in the next couple of days. It might already be up for you guys if you guys, depending on when you guys are watching this video. Make sure to go check out the Dragon Ball Daima playlist on the channel. It has all the reactions, all the discussions, everything Dragon Ball Daima. This is your place for all things Dragon Ball Daima. This is your place for all things Dragon Ball Daima. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for all that. If you guys are new to the channel, let me know in the comment section what was your favorite part of today's episode. And let me know what you guys are excited for going into episode 5 and beyond. But outside that, guys, I will see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.